Hey, hi guys, mic test. Welcome to the Olympus Academy. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. Let me play the intro. Okay, with that's done. Okay, let us begin. Let us take a look at the euro dollar charts. But first, before we begin, do remember to follow us on Instagram, which is under the Olympus Academy. Well, links are in the description below. You guys can also follow us on TradingView. The account is DogeStonks, where you guys can follow for the good stuff every week. Okay, let's get right into the charts. Okay, first, Chen Yu will be presenting the euro dollar chart.
Hello guys, hello everybody. So today I'll be talking about Euro USD. So let's start from the daily time frame, shall we?
Sure.
So on the daily time frame, so there's a very key level at about 1.006.
1.006. Yes.
Yeah.
I see that.
So yes, Yongting have already marked that out. So we can see that price have actually rebounded and kind of reflected off this zone very sharply. And also today, the main aim of the discussion today will be on the fundamentals of Euro USD. So as of right now, we are currently in a new session. And what I mean when we are in a new session is that we are heavily impacted by high alert news. Yep. So not just the GDP release for USD, the ECB monetary policy has also been released. So just some heads up on the whole European Central Bank's stance is that President Lagarde have actually mentioned that inflation will most likely be continuing to the upside. And furthermore, there's no stimulus for the euro to continue appreciating. So when everybody is looking at Euro USD and we see the sudden appreciation over the past week, everyone's all hastily coming and buying. However, our opinion and our stance remains that we believe that Euro USD is still have a lot of room to continue hitting lower, but mainly because that the euro dollar have no stimulus to continue going up. And furthermore, if you see at the USD GDP, right, it's clocking in at a very, very good advanced GDP rate, which is, if I'm not wrong, about 2.9% or 2.8%. I cannot remember. And that, Chen Yongting is showing right there. It's super good right now. It's showing that despite the high inflation, despite everything, the USD is still very strong. And even if this doesn't strengthen the US dollar further, we also know that with such a high and improved GDP growth rate, we also know that the Feds would most likely begin to hike their interest rates more, right? And it's very important for us because when Feds hike their interest rates, it just further signifies the hawkish stance that they are taking into the currency. And this would definitely drive the currency and strengthen the currency further against an extremely weak euro dollar. Yeah. So if you see right now, like literally right now at price on the daily time frame, price has been literally deflected off the zone and it's just free falling essentially. And if you head down to the lower time frame, let's talk about the 4-hour time frame now, right? Yeah, so we can see that the whole move started in the New York session. The volume session came in and kicked in when price and when the news has been released. Yeah, so this is very, it's a very impact and very high impact news that we would have to pay attention to. And I believe that the USD news has also affected gold, which Yongting will be talking about later on. But for now, let's talk about Euro USD. And if we go down to the 30 minutes time frame, so we can see that on the 30 minutes time frame, actually at about 12:30 p.m., there's actually a very nice order flow coming along at 30 minutes. We can see that, forming lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs at about from like 12:30 to like about 5 p.m. The entire afternoon session, we can see a very nice order flow. And if any of you guys actually entered onto short entries anticipating that the news movement would start to head down, then you'll be in for a very good treat. Yeah, so this is just some of the outlook that I'm giving on Euro USD, and I believe that Euro USD definitely have room to continue heading down, especially with the fundamental driver and it being such a bearish signal for Euro USD and for the euro specifically. So yeah, so I believe that Yongting as well, he definitely have a very interesting stance on gold that we can look at in a bit. So Yongting, you have anything to add on?
So yes, to add on to Chen Yu's idea, so he was talking about all the fundamentals, all the fundamental drivers that are pushing the euro dollar down, and looking on the technical side of things, on the daily, there is a market imbalance right there at the 0.99450 area. We can actually anticipate for price to tap into that area before we can look for potential reaction. Yes. So, is there anything else, Chen?
Yep. So just another technical pointer. I think yesterday me and Yongting actually discussed about very important level at 1.00510, right? And that level there is actually a swing high, and it's an area that price can possibly create liquidity. Yeah. So if you look at the daily time frame for Euro USD, you can see that price actually went up, cleared that level, and it's now rejecting that entire area, right? So it's a very clear sign that price is rejecting off liquidity, rejecting off the key level after grabbing liquidity. Yeah.
Okay, but also looking at the daily time frame, do you think for retail traders who do not use smart money concepts, do you think it looks like a double bottom to them?
It definitely does. It most certainly does. So for retail traders, they don't really like people using support resistance. They don't really look at these stop hunting zones, right? Because stop hunting zones is when people stop at their stop loss there, and it's liquidity for us to think that price can clear it. But because of that, people normally enters at such areas of stop hunt, which is doesn't go align with our strategy, because our strategy is that we want to anticipate where price can grab liquidity, right?
That's why we focus a lot and we mention a lot about liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. Well, for you guys are probably looking at the 1 hour, 4 hour charts or the 15 minute charts. But for me and Chen Yu, normally we are on the 1 to 5 minutes chart where we are looking out for all the potential liquidity zones. Okay. Is there anything
Right.
else you want to add on for euro dollar?
I think we are good. I think we still believe overall, we still believe that Euro USD have room to continue going downwards, and especially so because it's still on a bearish trend. Yep. So the only time when Euro USD breaks structure, that's when we will consider a shift in market structure and a shift in trend. Yep. So that area to look out for is actually the area at 1.0196. Yep. So everybody please keep that in mind. That will be the swing high that we'll be looking at for Euro USD. Yeah. So yep. So that's the end for Euro USD, and I'd like to pass the time to Yongqing to discuss on the gold chart.
Alright, thank you for that. Okay, let me move on to the gold chart. Okay, let me clear out this chart. Well, looking at the daily, as I mentioned in the previous live stream, we always want to have a storyline on why price bounced up. So, looking at the daily, we can't really tell. We can't see what is going on. Potentially might be this area right here, this area of demand. But looking at the 4 hours charts, there is a demand area where price bounce off. So moving back to the daily, we are currently looking for price to potentially go to the upside where there is buy side liquidity lying at 1684. Do you have the same area, Chen Yi?
Yes, yep. So we have the exact spot on area, and I think we flagged this out in our Instagram story actually in the morning, and we believe that area of liquidity price can possibly tap into that. Yep.
Nice, nice. Currently, price is also resting on some kind of 4 hours demand zone. Do you see that? What are your
Yes.
thoughts on that?
Yep. So I'm looking at a 4 hour time frame, and I feel that price is, despite resting on the demand zone, it seems that on a 4 hour time frame we can see price is still in a bit of a bullish structure. And if we are just looking at the 4 hour time frame in itself, we can see there's actually liquidity building up at the areas of 1870 and 187475. However, of course, in order for us to have a more certain outlook on gold, we would definitely have to venture to the lower time frame. And for that, I will pass it back to you, Yongqing.
Alright, thank you for that. Okay, so looking at let's say the price broke structure. I'm looking for price to break structure at the 1649.7 area. Are you looking at that on the 4-hour charts?
Yes, that area is important.
That's an area for break of market structure, where price could potentially start to reverse to the downside. Well, currently looking at the area, we might have a chance for a buy to the top towards the buy side liquidity area at 1684.3. Well, adding confluence to that area, we have a 61.8% Fibonacci retracement line and having a fair value gap on the H4 charts. So I'll write it out, fair value gap. And that's just my outlook. Well, tomorrow it's a Friday, so there isn't much going on. Me and Chunli, we like to call it Freaky Friday, where we try not to touch the markets if there isn't any good setups.
Yep. And also for gold, as you all know, is very fundamentally driven. And as we're looking at the USD chart, the DXY chart has been extremely bullish, and that definitely affects gold to a certain extent. And even despite the talks about being in a very geopolitical climate with the Russian-Ukraine war happening now, everyone's expecting gold to continue rising to 2,000 regions and maybe even more, right? But if you can see on gold, it's actually been underperforming, right? And we believe that in the future, about next year or maybe in a few months' time, when the USD is starting to show signs of cracks in the economy, that can possibly be a factor to drive gold up. But however, especially right now when the GDP of USD is just printed so positive, and the Feds are most likely going to take a hawkish stance, we believe that the gold actually doesn't seem like it have any strength to continue hitting upwards, at least for the short term. Yeah, back to you, Yunjing.
Okay, I think that is all for my outlooks on gold. There isn't much. Well, the week is ending. I suggest you guys to take care if you guys are trading tomorrow. There isn't much that I want to elaborate on. Well, maybe we might hold a smart money concepts webinar in the future. We might.
Very possible. That is very possible.
That's very possible. We might prepare some slides, teach you guys some stuff on smart money concepts so you guys can grasp some key ideas and the terms that we usually use.
Yep, and also possibly in the future when you guys are becoming more and more frequent viewers of our live streams, we can also come and share a trade idea or maybe even share some outlook on some of the trades that we've taken, right? So just do stay tuned for more. Sure, there's definitely a lot more coming your way. And also we would like to apologize for the slight delay today in today's stream. There's been a bit of a technical difficulty, and we hope you guys understand.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Okay, sorry guys for that. Okay, moving on. Okay, just remember before we end this live stream, follow us on the Olympus Academy. The Instagram links are down in the description below, and we also shown our live trades, the trades that we have taken. Not sure if it will load on the computer. So yeah, yesterday we took a nice trade, entered, liquidity cleared, and next you can see in our Instagram story, it took 38 minutes to hit a 2.5 risk to reward trade. Okay, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, let me get the outro. Okay, hey, thanks guys, bye.
Yeah, guys. See you
Bye, guys.
tomorrow, boys. Bye.
Bye.
See